ahead and get started with our pots that we're making. So this is an example. I'm going to make a little apple pinch pot. So to get started, the tools that I have is I have a piece of paper so my clay doesn't get stuck to the table, my popsicle stick or tongue depressor, which came with your bag of supplies. You'll need a pencil, and you might want a cup with a teeny tiny little bit of water. Although you don't really need it, I can do this project without it. This clay is pretty moist. So now we're going to very gently remove the clay from the bag. All right, here we go. And I am going to cut my clay in half. Now I'm a little thicker on one side here and thin on the other side. Yours should be completely even. And I'm just going to take my clay, my popsicle stick, and press down, and that's going to divide my clay in half. From here, I am going to take this piece of clay and I'm going to squish it into a ball. So very slowly, squish, 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 and you can see it's starting to form a sphere. Okay. A lot of people are going to want to roll the ball in their hand like this. Okay. Sometimes that doesn't give you a ball shape or a sphere shape. See, that's not really round. It gave me a weird, almost like a top shape. Do you see that? It's kind of, so squishing it is a little bit better. Once you have your sphere or ball shape, you're going to check it. And anytime you have these little, or rather kind of big creases or crevices, I'm going to take a finger and just smooth that away. Okay. Once you are smooth, give it another little roll here so it all goes together. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to put it straight on the top and push down. Push, 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 push. But I don't want to come out the bottom, but I want to get pretty close. So I push pretty far in there. As you can see, pretty far. Pull your thumb out and now you have a hole in your pot. From here, I'm going to put my thumb back in all the way down to the bottom and I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see. When I'm pinching around the bottom here of my pot. So my thumb is in the middle and my fingers are coming here to the bottom, and I'm going to push my thumb and my fingers together. I don't know if you can see that. Turn the pot a little bit, press my thumb and fingers together all the way around. Go around one time. Okay, now look what happened. The hole, or the mouth, this is what we call the mouth of the pot, has gotten bigger. I didn't pull down to make it bigger, it just naturally happened. And this, which is called the lip of the pot, is starting to get thinner. So I'm going to put my thumb in again, in the mouth, fingers on the outside, but this time I'm pressing here in the middle of the pot. I never press the lip, and it's going to naturally get smaller. Everybody's like, oh, I want to press the lip. You don't have to. So I'm going to press around the middle. Notice my fingers here are straight. I am not curling my fingers in like this. It's going to give you holes. So we are just pressing. And now I have my pot. The mouth has gotten bigger, the lip has gotten thinner, and I have a much taller pot also. You may want to go around and do it one more time. So I'm going to press one more time around the bottom and one more time around the top. Or rather, the middle. It's not really the top. All right, and there is my pot. And you'll see you have these cracks that are happening. That's because you took your clay and you smushed it and then you stretched it out again. You pinched it, and that's completely normal. So you can take your finger, or I'm going to use a tool, and I'm going to start to scrape the clay to get rid of those little cracks that are in there. and I'm supporting the pot. You can see my hand here is supporting it so I don't flatten it out. I don't want to make a plate. Turn the pot, keep going. Okay. That's a big one right there. I might have to work in 2 directions. Okay, so I think it's easiest to start using the tool, and then I like to come back with my finger and smooth this. And it starts to look even a little better. Now this is the time when you could take a little tiny drop of water, like just dip 1 finger in, and you could add a little bit of moisture, like that. And that'll help smooth everything out also. But you need to be careful when you're adding moisture, because if you add too much, it's going to get slimy, and then it's hard to work with. Okay, so there is my pot. And when I look down inside my pot, it looks like the bottom here and the sides are all the same thickness. It doesn't look like I have extra clay down in there. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do after you have your pot is we're going to change it into a fruit shape, and we're doing an apple. So I'm going to very gently push in here at the bottom, like that. And then I can take my fingers and kind of bend this part out. So I'm kind of pushing in with my thumbs and pulling out with my fingers. Oh, and my clay cracked again right there. So I need to smush that together, and I'm working very slowly so that I don't break it. So I just bend it, it's just a little bit. It looks like a frowny face, doesn't it? And then I'm going to do the same thing at the top. So I'm going to turn around. So I'm pushing in with my thumbs and pulling out with my fingers, slowly, taking care of any cracks. And now we have our basic apple shape. Okay. Now inside an apple, you have the core. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to draw a line inside here. And then I'm going to go ahead and you can either draw a seed or 2 in here. It's my seed. Or I can take a piece of clay from my other piece, and I'm going to roll a little tiny ball, and then I'm going to roll it back and forth so I get more of this shape instead of a circle. That's a little bit much. Let's make it smaller. There we go. And I'm going to score it, and that means I'm going to draw some little lines on it. And I'm going to draw some little lines in here where I want to put it. And then I put the little lines together. And I'm going to gently press that in there. So now I have a seed the other way. And it's up to you if you want to draw it or if you want to add it on there. After that, we need to add a stem. So I'm going to popsicle stick again. I'm going to roll it into a ball or a sphere, and then I'm going to roll it back and forth between my hands like this to make a really short coil. Tap the bottom, and now I have a space that I can make those marks again. And I want to attach it here on my pot. So I want to make some marks here on my pot. And then I'm going to press them together. And I want to turn this so you can see. So I'm going to support my pot on the inside with my thumb, and I'm going to press, this is my stem, press my stem on there. Okay, and it's on the bottom. If you would like to, you can smooth it a little bit. It's really a good idea to smooth it across the bottom, and this just helps it stay on. So making those little lines, think of it as if it was Velcro, if you know what that is. Sometimes you have shoes that use Velcro instead of shoelaces. Oh, and you can use your tool to help move the clay also. So you've just made some clay Velcro to help stem, and if you want to bend it over so it's not straight up and down, that's fine. And now I get to make some leaves. So again, I'm going to start with a ball. I'm going to roll it back and forth a little bit so I have a little bit more of a cylinder. And then I'm going to press, pick it up, turn it over, press, pick it up and turn it over. Okay, it's still kind of thick. I mean, it's a nice cookie size. And from here, I can just use my tool to kind of make it pointy. And then I do, this is called modeling. I'm going to just take my fingers and kind of pinch it into the shape that I want. Maybe I'm going to turn that a little bit like that if you want. And there's my leaf. So now I need to attach, how do I want to attach my leaf? Do I want to go this way? What do you think? Yeah, I think I will. So I want to attach this, so what do? We do those marks. So I'm going to do a little bit of scoring here on the edge, making that Velcro, and I'm going to put some more here. And then I'm going to press the two together. So the pot's sitting on top of my leaf a little bit. And then I'm going to turn it over, and I want to try and attach these two. So very gently, I'm going to pull some of that clay onto the bottom. And you're going to get crumbs. See all those little crumbs? Just brush them off. Okay. And there is my basic pot. And if I want to take my pencil and draw some of those veins that you see in leaves, I can do that. All right. So any other smoothing that you want to do, or if this got a little un-apple looking, you can go back and change that. You probably are going to have some extra clay, so you can try and make a lid to go on top of here. You can make a second pot. You could make different fruit. Maybe you want to try a pear. But just have some fun with this. Leave this to sit and dry for at least 2 weeks before you start to paint it. So put it in a safe place. Or you can leave it white, or you could even color it with markers. Hope you have fun.